Hi everyone, this is Alan Rosinski of Metro Manhattan Office Space. Good afternoon. Do you consider yourself superstitious? If you visit buildings in North America, you'll often see that the 13th floor is missing and that the 12th floor is followed by the 14th floor. Many people in North America consider 13 to be an unlucky number. Now, if you had to guess the percentage of buildings in New York City that were missing the 13th floor, what would you say? Now, you can pause the video if you'd like. The answer is about 91% of buildings are missing the 13th floor. This data comes from a 2015 study by City Realty, a listing company in New York City. As a related piece of trivia, the iconic Empire State Building does in fact have a 13th floor. Sometimes, instead of simply relabeling the 13th floor as the 14th, developers and landlords will find other uses for the 13th floor, such as for electrical infrastructure, maintenance facilities, supplies, and laundry services. In this way, no one would have to live or work on that floor. Now, if you were to visit some Canadian cities with a high population of Asian tenants or buyers, such as Vancouver and Toronto, you may discover an additional surprise. There are no 4th or 13th floors. Even more surprising, there are some buildings that don't display the number 4 at all. As a result, there would be no floor 4, 13, 14, 24, 34, etc. In East Asian cultures, the number 4 has a similar pronunciation as the word for death, which is why Chinese customers are often likely to avoid it. Fortunately for developers of those buildings, this superstitious practice has a positive effect on the building's perceived height. By skipping that many floors, a 50-story building may be called a 60-story building. Clearly, unlucky numbers play a big role in real estate. It may be a somewhat small portion of buyers who say no to a property just because of a number that they don't like. But commercial builders prefer to accommodate the wishes of all future tenants or buyers. Experienced real estate agents in North American cities with a high population of Asian customers will know firsthand just how difficult it is to sell a condo on the 4th floor of a building. The practice of skipping numbers has gotten out of hand in certain cities. In 2015, the city of Vancouver, Canada, passed a law requiring all new buildings to count all floors, no exceptions. The reasoning was that skipping unfavorable floor numbers makes it more difficult for first responders and emergency personnel to locate specific floors during an emergency. If you run up a dark, smoky stairwell while counting floors, you may end up on the wrong floor. Now, let's get back to New York City for a moment. One notable example of the significance of unlucky numbers is the rebranding of 666 Fifth Avenue, a 41-story skyscraper that was previously owned by Jared Kushner's family. The building used to have a prominent 666 neon sign dominating the skyline. As many of you may know, the number 666 has a negative association in the New Testament. The new owner, Brookfield Asset Management, is shedding the building's unfavorable address and rebranding it as 660 Fifth Avenue. The 666 neon sign is long gone. Brookfield purchased the building from the Kushner family in 2018. When Kushner Companies bought the 41-story tower in 2007 for $1.8 billion, it was the most expensive real estate deal in history at that time. We talked about unlucky numbers in real estate, but what about good numbers? Real estate developers are aware of the importance of choosing the right numbers so they can attract the widest pool of potential buyers, and floor counts are only a small part of the picture. Inside the marketing material for any building, many numbers are presented to potential buyers or tenants. The height of the building, the number of floors, the prices of condos, the square footage of different spaces. Believe it or not, many of those numbers are slightly altered to contain numbers that people associate with prosperity, luck, and good fortune. Chinese buyers can be very serious about lucky numbers. For example, the number 8 in East Asian cultures is viewed as lucky, and its Chinese pronunciation is similar to the word for prosperous. In 2016, a Chinese developer paid $88,888,888 Australian dollars for an office building in Sydney's central business district. This is according to the developer's broker, Gabby Rogers at Colliers International in Sydney. Over the years, I've personally represented Asian clients and have lost deals because the space did not have the right Feng Shui. Now, Feng Shui is a philosophy that encompasses more than just lucky and unlucky numbers. It's a centuries-old Chinese practice with many different aspects. To give you a basic rundown from my understanding, the essential idea is to create a calm, harmonious environment and maximize the flow of positive energy. The arrangements of a space, entrances, exits, and furniture all contribute to a good flow of energy. For example, a person's key items such as their bed, their desk, and their stove require a commanding position due to the importance that they serve in a person's life. You would orient those items in a way to ensure that your back is never turned to the entrance of that room. The idea behind this arrangement is to give you a good view of anyone that could be coming in through the door, which helps you feel more at ease. It also means that you are more aware of any opportunities that might be coming towards you. Directions also play a big role in Feng Shui. For example, it seems that having your house facing south would be preferable. The southeast corner of a house is considered a wealth corner, which makes it very important. So I'm a bit off topic here discussing lucky directions. Let's get back to numbers. In addition to the number 4, sometimes the number 7 can be considered unlucky as well in terms of Feng Shui. In several instances early in my career, I would locate a winner of a space, a property that had every attribute that the prospective tenant was seeking, except it was on the 7th floor, or perhaps it was facing in the wrong direction. And you know what? If the Feng Shui was bad, my client would without exception reject it. So now when I represent a tenant whose company is based in Asia, I will ask if Feng Shui is a factor during their search. Very often it is. Different cultures have different lucky numbers. Russian buyers sometimes prefer the number 7 as it symbolizes the 7 days of the world's creation, but they'll shun the number 13 much like people in North America. In Jewish culture, the number 18 is associated with Hai, the Hebrew word for life, making it lucky. So for example, a Jewish or Israeli buyer may want to sign a contract on the 18th of a particular month. Another interesting example comes from Italy, where the number 13 is actually considered lucky, while 17 is considered unlucky. The reasoning is that if you write 17 using Roman numerals, it can become an anagram for vixi, which means I have lived in Latin, with the implication that I'm dead or that my life is over. Finally, the number 9 may be one of the safest numbers all around, with positive significance in Chinese, Hindu, and Islamic cultures, and seemingly no negative significance in any other culture. Lucky numbers can bring you unexpected surprises when it comes to doing business. A unique example of this has to do with weddings. December 12, 2012 was one of the busiest days for weddings in world history. The 12-12-12 was the last major numerical date in the Gregorian or Christian calendar for almost another century. In addition to that, it had significance for Chinese culture as well. In Chinese numerology, 1 is considered a yang number and 2 is considered a yin number. Combining the two is said to offer new couples balance. On December 12, 2012, wedding chapels in all Las Vegas were booking weddings at 3 times the normal price because of extraordinary demand. Clark County, the county that includes the city of Las Vegas, normally issues about 7,400 marriage licenses per month. On December 12, 2012, it issued 2,700 licenses on just that day. They report seeing major spikes on all special dates, the biggest of which happened on July 7, 2007, which, as you can guess, can be expressed as 777. On that day, 4,492 people were married in Clark County. Understanding numbers that may be attractive or off-putting to different cultures can allow you to make better and safer business decisions, especially if you regularly interact with customers from other cultures. I hope that my overview has helped you understand how different people may think about numbers and help you avoid unexpected surprises in the future. Does your culture value lucky numbers or follow any notable superstitions? If you have any stories of your own that you would like to share, please leave them in the comments below. If you found this content interesting or helpful, I'd be happy if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @MetroManhattan. Until the next time.